He wasn't really a dragon or a knight, but that was his gamer tag. We created our own gamer tags, or gamer names, when we signed on to the console for the first time. Mine was not creative at all. Jolie. Yep, just my first name. I took my pizza out of the oven and settled on the couch for the evening. Yep, it looks hard, but I'm ready for the challenge, I replied. 3 hours later, I realized that I, in fact, had not been ready for the challenge. We said our goodnights and I collapsed onto my bed, waking up with barely enough time to make it to my first day of work without being late. When I got to work, I rushed into the huge building, and the receptionist pointed at a map off to the right. Room 21. There were over 10 floors, and I was glad I only had to go to the second floor. I landed a writing position with one of the most popular gaming companies. It was a huge honor and a nice pay increase from my last job. You must be Jolie, a man in jeans and a Vampire's Drool t-shirt said. I am, I replied and held out my hand. He shook it and motioned for me to follow him. Your desk is right over here. Someone will be by in a bit to walk you through the processes we have here. Once I got started, the work and its processes were simple enough. The day flew by, and after a full day, I clocked out and headed back towards my new place. On my walk home, I put in my noise-canceling headphones and sent a message to the group chat with the clan. Without telling them any information that could get me in trouble, I hinted at the awesome games I'd gotten a sneak peek of. Just as I hit send, something slammed into my side and carried me across the intersection. I gasped and looked up to find a man carrying me and a bus barreling past where I had just been walking. He'd saved me from being hit by the bus I had not seen or heard. How cliché of me to have my nose down and almost get hit by a bus. He smiled down at me and said something, but I couldn't hear him. I took out my earbuds and asked, "What?" I asked if you were okay, he repeated with a wide smile, setting me on my feet. He was drop-dead gorgeous. Dark brown hair, blue eyes, nice cheekbones and jawline, and muscular. Not too buff, but his chest was defined even through his shirt. I mentally checked to make sure there wasn't drool dripping down my chin. Yes, thank you. He set me on my feet and I brushed myself off and smoothed my clothes down. I'm glad, he said softly. Thank you again, I said and started to walk away, still in shock. Wait, he called and caught up to me. Yes? I asked. His biceps looked incredible in the shirt he had on. It hugged his shoulders and chest and was cut in the perfect spot to accent his biceps. Had he lucked out in finding the shirt to fit like that, or did he just make everything he wore look amazing? His dark hair was styled up, his beard and goatee perfectly shaped to his jaw. The clothes he wore were nice, definitely more expensive than the shirt and V-neck t-shirt I currently wore. Well, I did save you, and I think I deserve a date, he said and stuck his hands in his pockets, thumbs outside of them. A date? This sexy male wanted to go out on a date with me? Hell yes! A date, huh? What would this date involve? I was glad I came off cool and composed, despite my brain trying really hard to fry itself with the fact I had almost died and this delicious being was talking to me. It had been a few years since I'd had sex, and he was making me think all kinds of dirty things. Dinner and dessert? The way he said dessert made me shiver in delight. I definitely wouldn't mind some dessert that involved him. Okay, I agreed, keeping my drool in my mouth. Great. This way, milady, he said and bowed. May I know the name of my savior? I asked with a fake accent, staying in line with his milady comment. Reese. And you, milady? Jolie. He stopped and held out his hand. I looked at it a moment and then asked, Clan? His smile disappeared. I wouldn't save you just to hurt you. It's been a rough few years, I replied stiffly and avoided looking at his eyes. It would take me an hour at least to explain all of the misfortune that I had experienced, and I really didn't want